Hi, I'm the founder of Job Search. We help India's top 10% in getting the next big opportunity. We have Aniruddha with us today, and we have been working with Aniruddha since last 3 months, and we have been getting fabulous results in terms of his product management journey. So Aniruddha has been into product management since last 6 years, and we connected in terms of helping him towards achieving his next goal. I'm glad to be here, Anirudh, to be talking with you.
Thank you so much, Shri. Thank you for having me.
Perfect. So, to start with, can you just introduce yourself, Anirudh?
Shri, so as you know, I have been into product management for close to almost 8 years. I accidentally entered into product management. It's a very funny story. So, right after my graduation, I completed my graduation in computer application. I understood that I did not want to get into software development, but I did not want to let go of my technical acumen, and I wanted to get into a role which will make use of my technical skills as well as business knowledge that I wanted to get into. So product management analytics is something that I found interesting at that time. And right after my graduation, I started pursuing business analytics as a course. When I was pursuing business analytics, I got an opportunity to intern in that same company, in that same institute where I was pursuing the course, into product management. So I stumbled into product management as my way in. I worked over there for the last 3 to 4 years, and then I switched to another startup, which was into edtech, where I worked as a senior product manager, helping build the business over the last 5 years. So you might call me an accidental PM as well, not prime minister, but product manager.
Superb. So, looks like you've built businesses from zero to one, tech around that, product management around that. That's really great. So, Anirudh, where did you start? When did you start your job search journey?
So over the last 6 months, I was looking to switch my career for better opportunities, better growth. For the first 3 months, I applied myself over various job portals like LinkedIn, Naukri, without any response from the HRs. I was using the probabilistic game, wherein I used to apply 10-15 jobs every day, hoping one will click. That was not the right way. Over the period of 3 months, which I applied myself, I did not get a single call. I did not get a single response. That's when it hit me that I should treat this as a product problem. So I wanted something which will help me in focusing on the job applications, and that's where I came across Job Search as a platform. And now we are sitting here, which means Job Search has definitely helped me in achieving the objective and the result which I wanted.
So, how many interviews have you given in last, let's say, 3 months?
In the last 3 months, I have given close to 7 or 8 interviews, including the one from which I got the offer.
Perfect. And how much offer did you get? Like, how much percentage hike did you get?
To be honest, I got a little over 100% hike.
That's perfect. Congratulations on that. So let's break the job search journey now. So everything starts from building your resume, LinkedIn profile, Naukri profile, and then you start applications, right? So what is the most difficult part in this entire journey when you plan to start a job search?
The most difficult part was to adjust myself, or was to change my approach on how to apply for the job. As I mentioned, I was applying 10-15 jobs every day without getting any results. I wasn't applying to the roles that I wanted, or I wasn't modifying my resume or building my portfolio for the jobs that I actually wanted. So the first change that I had, or the difficulty that I incurred, was to change my mindset completely, to update my resume to every job application that I was applying. Initially, I had a generic resume wherein my achievements were mentioned and I was sending out the resumes. But I realized that I had to modify my resume as per the job openings, which Job Search definitely helped me in. Second, preparation for the interviews. Once I started getting interviews, Job Search helped me in preparing for the interviews by helping me build my portfolio, as well as helping me with mock interviews, giving me confidence to give the interview and clear the interview. So I think Job Search helped me in building my resume, building my portfolio, as well as helping me clear the interviews and giving me the confidence to clear the interview.
Perfect. So typically we start from an assessment, AI assessment and the AI interview, which is conducted on our platform. So how was your experience in terms of that? Because in India, we see that, not many people are doing it or professionals are doing it. So did it help you in terms of understanding your strengths, weaknesses?
Of course. So one thing that I believe is, in order to grow, first you have to identify and acknowledge the problem. over the course of 3 or 4 months, which I was applying myself, I was hiding my problem and I was hoping something would happen. But that's not the reality, is it? Right? When I gave the mock interview, the AI mock interview that you have in your platform, it helped me realize the problems that I was facing. It gave me a clear understanding of the problems that I need to work on. It was a brutal truth for me to face the reality. But over the course of next 2 or 3 weeks, we worked on it. We refined my skills, gave me the confidence to go again in the market and give the interview. So that mock interview was the first eye opener for me on how to prepare for the job market.
Perfect. Makes sense. And has the job market changed, Anirudh, in last 2 years? We see a lot of, surge in terms of hiring in 2020 after COVID, after COVID era. But now suddenly the market looks to be a little, closed market for other people who want to switch, or let's say who are looking out for new jobs. So what has been your experience in those terms? Because is it an employee market or an employer market?
I firmly believe that India is still an employer market with the amount of people who are looking for jobs. If not you, then employer will find someone else. Having said that, if you have niche skills, then definitely you can demand from employers. You can demand the CTC, you can demand the kind of job roles that you want to get into. Giving you an example, in US is definitely an employee market. If you have specific set of skill sets, companies will pay you upwards of $1 million as a salary as well. The same is happening in India as well. If you see graduates from IITs, IIMs, they're getting salaries of upwards of 1 CR. But those are just few drops in the oceans of the job markets. So India is definitely still an employer market, but if you have the specific skill sets that the company is looking for, and if you're able to showcase those skill sets, then definitely you can have your own demands put in front of the employer.
Makes sense. So it's more of skill game and the kind of experience that you have, and then sort of showcasing that experience. Makes sense. So let's say if someone has 3 years of experience, 4 years of experience into tech, let's say UI, UX, or software development, right? So how would they get into product management? Is it tough to get into product management for someone who doesn't have experience?
See, let's understand what product management is all about. Product management is all about ownership and responsibilities of the product. You are the one who will move the product forward. You are the one who will build the vision of the product. And for that, you need specific skill sets, which sits at the intersection of UX, as I mentioned, which sits at the intersection of tech as well as business. So in order to get into product management, you need to have good understanding of all these three aspects of product. Without having business knowledge, if you get into product, you will not be able to move the product ahead. Your product will not be able to generate the revenue. If your product does not have a great user experience, the users will drop off, affecting the revenue. And if the technology is not sound, again, the product is going to drop off. So as a product manager, you need to balance all of these three things. Having said that, coming from UX, you already have one aspect covered. If you focus on building tech skills as well as business skills, business understanding, you can move into product management. The journey might not be simple as someone coming from, let's say, a business background or a tech background. But if you're from UX, you can still move into product management. Efforts might be a bit more, but it is possible.
Got it. So you have to be either of the one to break through. Either you need to come from tech or UX or product management or business skills for that.
Yes, so these are the aspects that will give you a lot of chances to get into product management, but there are some rare cases where people from sales have also got into product management. And the biggest advantage that salespeople have is that they interact with the customers a lot. They know their customers in and out, they understand their pain points. And that is what product management is all about, giving values to the customers as well as the products as well as the business.
Perfect. Makes sense. Now we talked about building resume, building profile, all aspects of it, right? So which is the best platform according to you for searching jobs? So example being, where are the most valuable jobs posted and you have better chances of getting a reward? Is it Naukri? Is it LinkedIn or any other platform that you've come across?
In my personal experience, jobs are posted all across the job platforms. As you mentioned, Naukri is one place, LinkedIn is one place, Indeed is another place where you can look for jobs and apply for jobs, but it's scattered all other over the place. One thing that I liked about job search is that it collates all the information from all of these.
Perfect. That's really good. So in terms of, let's say, a response rate, so we talk a lot about recruiter reach outs, right? So, does that help, like personally reaching out to recruiters through LinkedIn or let's say through cold emails? Is it really helpful?
Yes, it is. It is definitely helpful, and it has worked in my case as well. I was reading a statistic somewhere that if there's an opening on Naukri, let's say, if there's one requirement, thousands will apply, hundreds will drop an email. Out of those hundreds, 10 will reach out to the recruiter over LinkedIn. So those 10 will have higher chance of getting the opportunities, getting the interviews over the remaining 990. So your probability of getting opportunities and getting selected increases drastically if you reach out to the recruiter and just present yourself and inform them that you are interested in this opportunity and how you can add value to that particular.
Makes sense. So now let's break the interview process for product management, right? So how is the process? How many rounds usually happen? What happens in those rounds? If you can help us, typically you've given like 7 to 8 interviews now.
Sure.
So if you can help us around that.
So there are a couple of ways the interviews happen. Product-based companies generally tend to follow this pattern. So what they will do is they will give you a case study as their initial round of interview. So they will give you a case study, a problem statement. It can be anything. It can be, let's say you are a product manager for Culfit and you have to improve revenue by 20%. That's a very vague problem statement. You have to solve it and you have to present the problem statement. If they get an idea ki you have good understanding of business, you can apply frameworks of whatever product management that you have learned. Then they will proceed to interview rounds. So they will have couple of interview rounds, starting with technical assessments, whether you have worked. So if you're working at a scale company, whether you have worked, whether you have that experience of team management, whether you have experience of building products, building live products in B2B or B2C domain. The second will also be a technical round, but it will be taken by a senior manager. Most likely it will be head of products, or most likely it will be senior product manager. The senior product manager, even though the product manager might be asking you technical questions, but will most likely be gauging whether you will be a good fit for the team. So senior product manager has to run the entire product department. He or she has to ensure that the person will fit culturally in the team and will be able to add value as per what they are looking for. So 2 rounds are done, and finally they will have an HR round. So 4 to 5 rounds generally they will have. So just to recap: case study, couple of interview rounds, and an HR round.
Got it. So we see a lot of expensive courses in the market today, like AI product management or all those kind of courses ranging from 1,50,000 to around 3 lakhs, right? So what is your thought in terms of who should exactly enroll? Like you also have edtech experience, you know how things work, right? So what is your experience? So we'll have two brackets. One is the someone that who doesn't have any experience on product management, and someone, let's say, has 3 years of experience or 4 years of experience in product management. So who should enroll and who should not enroll?
Okay. So for both of these groups, it is utmost important to understand the objective. Why are you looking for a course? For someone who is fresher or someone who doesn't have product management experience, getting into a course gives them a structured overview or structured understanding of what product management is, and it will help them equip with all the tools that they are going to use in their job roles. So someone who is a fresher, structured learning will be beneficial for them. Having said that, spending 1.5 lakhs to 3 lakhs is not a good decision for me, because the same thing can be learned by paying 500 bucks, 1000 bucks on Udemy. So my recommendation for them is to first go on Udemy, complete the course. It won't make you a product manager overnight, but it will give you an understanding. Hey, this is what something product management is. You should ask yourself the question whether you want to pursue this further or not. If yes, you can go to, say, a course and spend maybe 30,000-40,000 rupees and upskill yourself with industry trainers. That will add a lot of value. For someone who has 3 to 4 years of experience, they are already into product management. They know the core of product management very well, what needs to be done. All they need is upskilling. So either get in touch with someone who is already working into product management, or Udemy is there. You can spend 500 bucks there, or learn AI tools on your own. You have experience, you can upskill yourself with these courses, and you can get into product management. As far as interview preparation, that is a separate thing. which platforms like job search will help you out.
Makes sense. Thank you so much there. So, Anirudh, we hear a lot that if you want to get into product management, you should build your own MVP, vibe coding, learn vibe coding, build something around that. So, what are your thoughts? Like, has someone asked you about this, or do you think that it will make a difference in terms of your searching part?
Definitely it will have big impact, not today, maybe couple of years down the line. And the reason behind it is, if you look at the job market from company's point of view, a company posts a job opening for product manager and thousands of applications are received for those opening. Now how will the interviewer, how will the HR filter out good candidates, not even great? Because in today's day and age, resumes are built by AI. Exact keywords are used. So ATS is of no use, right? Uh, so in order to help yourself stand out from the rest of the crowd, having a portfolio definitely makes sense. It showcases that you have skills, which resume also does, but it also gives confidence to the recruiter that yes, you have some kind of experience that you have spent time on building, understanding the problem, and finding the solution.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Anirudh, so talking about which cities have the most number of, let's say, product management openings, what is your thoughts? Like, a lot of people talk about Bangalore. So, does Bangalore has a lot of openings, or you also see Pune, you also see Hyderabad or Gurgaon, even for that matter?
So Bangalore does have a lot of product management job openings compared to the rest of the cities. Having said that, product management jobs are mostly focused on tier 1 cities, starting from Bangalore. Then you have product management job roles in Mumbai, Pune, Hyderabad, and to a certain extent, Delhi NCR. So these tier 1 cities are where you will find product management jobs. If you want to get into product management, you have to be mentally ready to relocate to these cities.
And a lot of recruiters are saying that if you have B2C experience, they won't consider you for B2B tech roles, right? So, is it true? Have you come across these kind of answers wherein, hey, you have B2C background and we are looking for someone specifically from B2B background?
Okay. So, in my opinion, being a B2C product manager is far difficult than being a B2B product manager. In B2C product management, you have to interact with a lot of customers, and based on that, you have to take a decision. In B2B, you have fewer customers, high paying customers, although the number of customers are less, right? So if you are a B2C product manager, you have that nature of interacting with the client and pinpointing the problems that they are facing and trying to solve them. So that becomes your nature. And that nature can be very helpful in B2B product management. Having said that, the problem lies not in the understanding of the technical recruiter, but the HR. So in a company, in a big company, the team lead will give a requirement to the HR saying that we are a B2B company and we are looking for product management, a person who has product management experience. The resume is first filtered by the HR. So if the HR does not understand the requirement well, then your profile will not be shortlisted. So there have been instances where B2C and B2B product management is considered completely different, but the core of product management still remains the same. And this segregation is mostly seen in MNC companies where they are very specific about B2B, B2C. Startups, you still have a bit of leeway where if you are matching, their skill sets are matching with yours, then they will give you a chance.
Right. And where do you find high paying jobs? Is it B2B or B2C in terms of product management?
B2C definitely is a high paying job compared to B2B because B2C has a lot of opportunities to grow, and India it's a population market. You have a billion people in India. So the market is huge in India, right? So as the business grows, as the more value that you add as a product manager, the more salary or the CTC is something that you can expect.
Got it. So, in terms of product management, what are your thoughts of, let's say, managing a product? So, do you need some designing skills as well? We earlier talked about, if you're a UX designer, how can you get into product management? But if someone is into product management, is UX or UI skills critical? Tools like Figma, Adobe, Whimsical, are these important to learn?
Yes, these tools are very important to learn, not because you have to create a UX that is going to be used in the production, but you have to have a good understanding of user experience. And these UX tools will give you an idea of what you're building, what you have in mind. Now, in today's day and age, earlier, what used to happen in product management is you would build a PRD, Based on the PRD, the UX team will build a prototype, and the prototype will be used. You will release an alpha version, will be used by a certain set of users, will be tested, and will be then sent to the production. This takes a lot of time. Now, with the advent of AI, you can build any prototype in a day, in a day's time. So whatever you have in mind, you can build it using Figma, Whimsical, and you can showcase what you have in mind to your team, and which can be built, and which will result in faster development and deployment of the features. So yes, these tools are very important in today's day and age, not because you have to build a UX, but you are able to understand UX, and you are able to showcase to the team faster what you want to build.
Are there any other skills that are required apart from, let's say, Figma or UX, that you would strongly recommend someone learning, even if they are in their early starts of product management?
So product management is a field which is vastly affected by AI in a good way as well as in a bad way. If you think that product management is all about writing PRDs, then I'm sorry, but that's not your job, and your job is at the risk, because AI can create PRDs in a matter of seconds. AI will help you in understanding the market. It will help you in researching. It will help you in developing prototypes quickly. It will help you in explaining your thoughts to your team quickly. So if you make use of AI as your assistant rather than someone which replaces your work like building PRDs, then you have a lot of scope. So AI is something that needs to be learned quickly if you're trying to get into product management.
I got it. So everyone talks about how AI can replace your job, but let's talk about how AI can enhance your job. So what are some instances wherein you use AI in terms of your daily work and you have thought that, okay, it has made a lot of difference in your productivity, and significantly you were able to showcase that in the interviews as well?
Sure. So in the entire product life cycle, here are the ways where I've used AI, right from customer interaction. So if I have a data of customer feedback, instead of going through each and every feedback, I can simply upload the file into, let's say, ChatGPT or Perplexity, and I can get a summary of what the customers are trying to say. So that is done, instead of taking a couple of days, that is done in 5 to 10 minutes. Once that is done, I can quickly build a prototype to solve the problems that the users are facing. I can quickly launch an alpha version of that feature. I can quickly do A/B testing. I can quickly get the feedbacks of those tests from the user. So what AI has done is it has reduced the time taken of the entire product life cycle, maybe let's say a month or 3 months, to down to couple of weeks. So that is where AI has added a lot of value to me.
Makes a lot of sense. In terms of, let's say, writing a PRD, right? So how detailed do you write PRDs in terms of, talking with engineering team and stuff? And how does AI help there?
Okay, so PRD has to be very detailed because it is going to explain your engineering team what you're trying to build. It is going to explain your UX team what you're trying to build. It is going to explain your business and stakeholders what and why you're trying to build. So PRD is the most important document that you're going to work on. Having said that, if I have a clear understanding of what needs to be built, I can put a prompt in AI saying that I have a feature, this is what I want to be included, this is the timeline, and the AI can create an entire structured PRD and give it to me in a matter of seconds. All I have to do is review the PRD, whether it is correct or not, and it is good to go.
So in terms of Anirudh, overall job market that you come across, right? So we see a lot of applications there, but how does that impact in, let's say, a recruiter coming back to you? So for example, have you seen instances where there were thousands of applications, but then still you got a response from the recruiter? So does number of applications actually matter when you apply, or it doesn't matter?
So I think the reality is number of applications does matter. It shouldn't. That's the other case, but it does matter, at least in Indian job market. The reason being, as I mentioned earlier, resumes are built using AI. Every resume is catered to the job opening, which will have the exact same keywords, which will have the exact same skill sets. So it becomes difficult for the HR to shortlist profiles quickly. So in this chaos, the HR might shortlist few resumes which are not relevant and will send them forward, and the students or the employees who are actually skilled might get left out. So due to the sheer number of applications that that they get, there is a chance that you might not get a call back, even though you have the experience that you have.
And we have easy apply button, and we have a lot of talk about that, so easy apply hasn't worked for you ever in terms of getting a call.
Not a single callback, not a single update on the applications. It doesn't work at all.
And so what do you suggest in those terms, like going to the website and applying, or reaching out to the recruiter and then sharing the email, or just sharing the resume?
Yes. So LinkedIn is a job marketplace where you can get good job opportunities. So a lot of big companies do post their job openings over there. What you can do is you can go to the career page of that particular website and you can apply on that career page. Once you apply, don't just stop there. You find out who the recruiter is who has posted the job on LinkedIn, send them a connection request, send them a message saying that, hey, I've applied to this particular job opening. Here's my resume, and this is why I think I will be better suitable to add value to your organization in this particular role. As I mentioned earlier, just application will not help you get a call from the HR. If you go above and beyond, if you reach out to the recruiter, if you email them, if you find their email, that's great as well. If you email them, there's a high chance that you will get a response from them. In my case, for every 5 emails that I sent out, I got 1 or 2 responses back from the interviewer.
That's a very good response, right? Yes. Makes sense. Now, finally, Anirudh, how has been your experience with job search? Right. So we talked a lot about the entire journey and stuff, right? So you mentioned earlier you tried a lot. So what difference did job search make in your entire journey?
Sure. So I would summarize my experience at job search like a fine dining experience. Earlier, as you mentioned, I was not getting any responses. I tried for 3 months. But when I moved to job search, we had a very different approach. So we split our entire journey into 2 parts. One is job applications and another one is building portfolios, mock interviews, and upskilling and practice. So for job applications, I was able to use job search platform to tailor my resume to the job openings. I simply had to upload the job description and the platform would tell me what changes should I make, and I was able to do it inside the platform. The job search platform also took care of formatting my resume, which, to be very honest, is quite time consuming if you don't have any experience with UI UX. So I got a ready-made resume ready, which I would then go and apply to the company's career page as well as Naukri and LinkedIn everywhere. Once I applied, I did not stop there. I looked who the HR was. I sent a connection request to them. I reached out to the recruiter, the script for which was given to me by job search. So I reached out to them, I got a response, and the interaction started with the HR. Along with that, I also shared an email with all the recruiters where I've applied, ensuring that uh, while they are going through their system to look out for the profiles, they also have my resume in their email ID, which will highlight my resume to them. So this scripts help me a lot in grabbing attention of the recruiter over my resume. On the other hand, for preparations, we first started working on building my portfolio. So on this end, we spent a couple of weeks identifying the problem, then defining the approach that we need to have in order to get the job. And we made a plan. Then we started building our portfolio. We spent a month's time building my portfolio. And once my portfolio was ready, I was able to attach my portfolio with the resumes and share it with the recruiter. Once I started sharing my portfolio, definitely the response rate increased. Once the interview was scheduled, we used to have mock interviews. So I was given a set of questions and I was given a set of pointers on how to answer the questions. Once I was ready, we used to conduct mock interviews, which would help me understand where I was lacking in preparation as well as confidence. Once I was ready to give the interview, I would go and give the interview. We did not have mock interviews per job interview. In fact, we had mock interviews per interview round, which means if I cleared one round of interview, we had mock interviews for second round of interview. We would try and understand what questions would be asked. We would prepare accordingly and then go and give the interview, and which has definitely helped me in boosting my confidence and clearing the interview.
Makes sense. Thank you so much, Anirudh, for taking time coming here today in the studio, and we were able to shoot it. So the journey with you has been very enriching in terms of how to take problems, how to solve those problems in the product management space as well. So we have learned a lot in terms of working with you as well. So thank you so much, and We look forward to work with you in the coming years.
Thank you so much and wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, Anirudh. All the best.